Hi children, hope you all had a lovely weekend. This week we're going to focus on more of the eco side of learning about under the sea. And it's something that I personally am very, very passionate about. And I know lots and lots of you are really passionate about how we can be more eco in our lives and how that can help keep our oceans and our seas nice and clean and keep the animals that live in the ocean safe. So hopefully you've managed to watch the video that I've uploaded that was made by the team who made the Blue Planet video, and you can see how much already people have been inspired by watching that program to try and change their ways. And we've already had lots, and that was obviously filmed a couple of years ago now, or released a couple of years ago, and we've already had lots and lots of changes happen. So things like people are using less carrier bags, less one-use plastic, and I think people are really starting to make big changes in their lives, which is great. And we're going to help remind them of that, because we're going to be making some posters today. Before I make our posters, I thought we could read this story, which is called I Can Save the Ocean, and this is going to give us some good ideas on what we can say to people in our posters to help save the ocean. So here we go. And before I read this book, I just want to say, this book, it says here, is made from 100% recycled paper. So all the bits of paper in this book were something else before, and they've been recycled now and made into this book, which is fantastic. Here we go. Max, the little green monster, loved the ocean. He loved to have picnics on the beach. He loved to play in the water. Cowabunga! Shouted Max. But he did not like to clean up after himself. Max went to explore the tide pools and snorkeled along the coral reef. He wanted to see fish, sea stars, and bright pink coral. But all he saw was an empty bottle, a plastic bag, and an old, broken toy. Rubbish makes the ocean look ugly, said Max. I'll pick up the rubbish on the beach so it can't come into the water. Max cleaned up the rubbish from his picnic, and he cleaned up other people's rubbish too. He found so much litter that it filled the rubbish and recycling bins to their very tops. Now that's a lot of rubbish, said Max, the little green monster. I'll find out where it came from and stop it. That's good, isn't it? He's helping clean up the beach. He saw beachgoers leave their rubbish on the beach. No littering, said Max. He saw boaters fling their rubbish overboard. The ocean isn't a rubbish bin, said Max. Not good, is it? Look, that rubbish going into the ocean. On the way home, Max saw a painter rinse paint from his brushes into the gutter. A boy's balloon popped and he dropped it into the gutter. A girl with a new toy threw her plastic bag into the gutter. So this is the gutter here. And all that water, all the things that are in the gutter are going to flow, and they're going to go down the drain, and the drains end up in the sea. So everything that's in there will end up in the sea. So the paper, the balloon, the plastic wrapping from that toy. A group of kids playing on the street shot their ball right into the storm drain at the end of the gutter. Wow, said Max. Everything that falls into the gutter flows down the storm drain, and everything in the storm drain empties into the ocean. You can see, look, it's going to the sea. That means car oil, soap suds, and waste go into the ocean too, thought Max. Pollution at home is bad for the ocean too, Max said. I'll find out how to start saving the ocean even when I'm away from it. So pollution is all the things that we leave behind. So if we do something like maybe cook something outside, or maybe driving our cars, sometimes there are sort of gases and things like that that are used to make those things work. And after we've finished cooking the thing outside or driving in our car, it leaves things in the ocean, in the air, that aren't very nice, and they're called pollution. But you can also have pollution from litter. So as you said, things that are left behind. And what Max is saying is that even if you don't live close to the ocean, we don't live close to the sea, do we? Things can still end up in the sea eventually. Eventually, everything in water, down a drain, ends up in the ocean. So we need to be careful even when we're nowhere near the ocean. Max learned that chemicals and soaps can poison sea plants. Fish can get stuck in rubbish. Sea turtles and birds can mistake things like plastic bags and balloons for food. And birds and other ocean animals that get covered in oil can't stay warm or move around. Well, said Max, I need to help save the ocean. Now Max keeps rubbish from washing away in the gutter by sweeping the driveway with a broom instead of using the hose. He uses reusable bags so that plastic bags won't end up in the ocean. He drinks from a reusable water bottle so that plastic bottles won't hurt the animals. He uses biodegradable sun cream so that the chemicals won't pollute the ocean water. So what that means is if things aren't biodegradable, it takes a long time for them to disappear. Remember we talked about rubbish if we were to cut the rubbish up. Some things like paper we can cut up really easily, and eventually, a lot quicker than other items, it disappears. But things like plastic and things like sun cream aren't biodegradable, and that means that the remnants of them are left for a really long time. And if you jump in the water after you've got sun cream on, you might see a little it's a bit like it sparkles on the top of the ocean or top of the pool, and that's because your sun cream's come off and it's lying on top of the water, and that means it's still there. And it's not bad for us if we have it on our skin, or even if we kind of drink a little bit of it. It's not going to hurt us. We shouldn't drink the whole bottle, obviously. But for some animals and plants in the sea, it's really not good for them. So if we can find biodegradable sun cream, it means that if we were to jump off in the water and it goes in the water, comes off of us, it disappears almost straight away. Even better now, you can get sun cream that's waterproof. So if you were to have it on and jump in the water, it stays on you. That's even better because that's keeping you safe and the ocean safe, or the sea safe. He always picks up his rubbish and any other litter he might find. And best of all, Max, a little green monster, teaches his friends how to be green monsters. You can be a little green monster too and help save the ocean. And it says there, keep the ocean beautiful. Okay, so just like Max was, you're going to become a little green monster, and you're going to help teach everybody how we can keep our oceans clean and safe for the animals that live there and the plants that live there. Okay, so we've got to think of some things that we do and that Max did, and there gave us some ideas that can help keep that ocean nice and clean and safe. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a poster. Okay, now as you can see, I've made a draft of a poster here. You're going to do some writing. You're going to draw lovely pictures and maybe decorate it around it. Okay, it doesn't have to be on this sheet of paper. It can be on anything you like, but the title is going to be How Can You Save the Ocean? So that's what we're going to be doing today. And I'm going to do it with you first, and then you're going to do your own. What I'd really like is if you do one of these, if you could send me it, because I would love to share them on our Facebook page, just to send that message out, because I think we got really good at being really eco before we were all stuck in our homes. And I think lots of people are still trying really hard to be eco, but it's a lot harder when you're stuck at home, because you're having more things at home, more stuff. And also, I don't know about where you live, but where I live, the bins aren't collected as regularly anymore, and it's harder to go to other places to put your rubbish because they're all closed, quite rightly. But we need to remind people that they can still be eco even now when it's a little bit tougher. So I'd love to share as many of these as possible. So if you wouldn't mind sending me them, that'd be great once you've done them. So anyway, so the title is How Can You Save the Ocean? So we're talking to the people, okay? We're telling people what steps they can do to save the ocean, okay? Now remember what Max said, just because we don't live next to the sea doesn't mean that the things that we do won't have an impact, because they will. And also in Marlow, if you live in Marlow, where I live in Windsor, we've got the river, haven't we? So just like the saving the ocean, we need to help keep our rivers clean as well. Okay, So one of the first things that Max suggested was to not use plastic bags. So we're going to say always always use, the word use is a bit of a funny word because it's always use finger space, reusable. Might need to have some grown-ups help you with the spelling of some of these words because they are reusable bags, finger space, when, finger space, you are shopping. Okay, so that's our first point. Always use reusable bags when you are shopping. Okay, so that's one of the things that we can do. What else can we do? Can you think of any of the other things that Max gave us, or anything that you know? We want to make sure that we always, again I'm starting with always recycle. Recycle is a bit of a funny word. Always recycle, finger space, when, finger space, you can. Okay, always recycle when you can, because some things can't be recycled. And I'm going to put a little task for you today to see how many things you can find in your house that can be recycled. And also at the moment, as I said, some things are closed. So we've got to do our best when we can recycle. And the last thing that we're going to do, and I think this is something that you are so good at in our class, always use refillable, remember my finger spaces, fillable bottles, not plastic ones. Full stop. Okay, so remember my finger spaces there. There are, as I said, there's some really tricky words here that might be slightly difficult for you to do with your phonics, but try your hardest and grown-ups can help you with some of the spelling if you needed. But remembering your finger spaces and full stops, I've got capital letters at the beginning there, some tricky words as well, like you and are. And I think I've used some, have I used any phase 3 diagraphs? I think I've just got a lot of tricky words, haven't I? Okay, and then we're going to draw a really amazing picture here. We might decorate it around here. Okay, so we're going to give some really good ideas of ways we can inspire people to be more eco so they can help protect and save our oceans. Okay, and as I said, lots and lots of people are already doing fantastic jobs. So this might just be reminding people. So good luck and don't forget to send me them. I want to see as many as possible. Bye.